Echoes in the Veil, a past life regression journey. I'm really excited about my new client, Amara, and I chuckle as she walks into my healing studio and she's really excited and saying that I just had to have this session in person with you. I didn't want to do it online. I wanted to be right here so I could just see you and be in the same space as you are. And I'm like, okay, well, let's do it. And how can I help you today, Amara? And she's just looked at me and she says, I have a great paying job. I have a good life. I'm making pretty good money, but yet I just have these issues. What kind of issues do you have? I have a fear of speaking in front of people. I don't know why, because it seems like that would be such a normal thing to do. But in my job, I'm surrounded by men who have these high positions of authority. They know I'm good at what I do. I know I'm good at what I do, but sometimes I just have a problem when it comes time for me to speak up and say what I know I need to say, because what I need to say is going to make a difference. I just choke. And I've done it so much that I think that secretly I have become a laughingstock in the workplace. And I just can't understand why that is. I have gone to therapy. I have been to different therapists who have tried different techniques to try to get me to get over my fear of public speaking. And I've made some leeway, but it's not, I'm not satisfied with that, because even yesterday I choked. I got it out, but it didn't have the impact that I wanted it to have. And it certainly didn't sound like I wanted it to sound, not like I heard it in my mind. And I told her, I said, okay, I see. And I told her that, fears are not from the divine. So it's got to be something that is hidden, something that has happened that is stifling your voice and causing your words of power to be stagnant. So let's just take a deep dive and see what we find out. I reassure her that past life regression is just going into a deep meditative trance, and that your soul is going to go where it needs to go for the answers and the lessons. And it'll also take you to the place where it needs to heal. So let's begin. As Amara hops up on the bed and she gets comfortable, we begin the process. You're going deeper and becoming more deeply relaxed. I'm going to count down from 5. And when I get to 1, you'll be in front of a door. That door can be made out of glass, wood, whatever you want it to be. When I get to 1, you're going to open that door and you will be in a scene that is impacting your life now. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Be there now. You've opened a door, Amara. Tell me where you are. Amara sees herself as a medicinal woman, a healer. She is the daughter of the tribe's healer. Her name is Zora, she says. She's young. She's in her early 20s, living in a coastal village in West Africa. The year is in the early 1700s. She is being prepped and primed to follow in her mother's footsteps. I asked Zora to tell me about her life and her healing abilities. She goes on to explain that she makes medicines with plants and she mixes them with the powerful words that come out of her mouth. As she is making the medicine and pounding the leaves, she is speaking into the cup, singing into the bowl. And when she does this, it brings the entire community together. Her knowledge of herbs and healing in this particular way is respected by everyone in the village. You mentioned your mother. Is your father there? And she tells me that her father had passed away. I listen as I hear her begin to moan. What is going on? Tell me what's happening now. As her breath begins to get shallow, she begins to describe a day when European traders arrived on the shores of her village. I knew they were coming for us. I knew they were coming to steal and to cheat and to rob and take from us. I told my mother, I told the elders, no one is listening. No one is listening to me. I don't understand. No one is listening, but I sense the danger. They don't mean us any good. Zora goes on to explain there were 40 of them, and she watched the village elders gather to meet with the Europeans. Zora ran to her mother and told her, they are going to harm us. They are going to kill us. She tried to speak up during the council meetings. She told all of the people in the village, but nobody was listening to her until she discovered one day why. The Europeans were giving the villagers things that they did not have. They were giving them things to trade with. Zora sensed a seducing spirit in the whole interaction. These men bring death, she warned. But nobody, none of the male elders would listen to her. These men bring death. They bring death. She was silenced by the men, the elders, very harshly, and warned not to speak. Women do not speak in council. You are a healer. That is what you do. You do not speak in council. Anything else significant happening in that scene, Zora? No. We're going to close that scene and we're going to go to another scene in another day where something really important was happening. Be there now. What's going on? Zora exclaims that she is on her way to go to a neighboring village. Is it day or night? It's nighttime. It's night. Where are you now? I'm going through the jungle. I think someone has noticed me though. And she was right. Go on, tell me more. What's happening now? Someone did see me, and they have taken me captive. What happens next? They have brought me before my elders, and I fear that punishment is near for my interference. The elders then take her to the shore where the ships of the Europeans wait. Zora is so freaked out and scared for her life because she feels that they are going to sell her into slavery. In terror, she breaks free and heads into the ocean, and she begins to swim in the opposite direction. And she swims and she swims and she swims. Eventually, she gets caught in a riptide, and as strong a swimmer as she is, she cannot help it. The tides drag her down, and she drowns. Let's go ahead and close that scene, Zora. What thoughts do you have for that life as Zora? She goes on to explain the regret that she felt, that her voice was silent. And if they had just listened to me, I could have saved my entire village, but they did not want to listen to me because I was a healer, because I was a woman, because I didn't have shiny things. I could have saved my people had they listened to my voice. As Amara experiences Zora's death, her body tenses, and I watch her with tears streaming down her face. I want you to stay with that energy, that lesson that you learned in that life as Zora. Tell me what you understand and how that lesson impacts you in your current life. I understand that my fear of speaking up for myself, speaking up in meetings, even my terror of the water and my attraction to the water, that these aren't just random anxieties, but merely echoes of patterns from this life. My life as Zora was silenced when she tried to protect the others. Amara begins to speak aloud. I've been carrying that silencing with me, lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. And the water, that's where I spent my final moments, was in the water. I want you to take a deep breath, and I want you to detach from those memories and those energies in that life as Zora. You are not Zora. You are Amara. But you carry the wisdom from that experience. What else does Amara need to know to heal these patterns? My voice matters. Speaking truth to power, it's not dangerous. That's my reality. I'm supposed to speak up. I'm supposed to speak up for myself because I have something to say. My words are important. My words can save lives. And that fear of water, that's not my fear to carry anymore. Very good. Very good. I want you to imagine that you are standing on that beach with Zora's spirit right next to you. What would you like to say to Zora? I'd like to tell her thank you. Thank you for your courage. I honor your sacrifice. But I'm going to release that fear now. In my world, I'm going to use my voice safely. I can learn to love the water too. And I'm going to carry your wisdom. I'm going to carry your wisdom from this day forward. But I will no longer carry your trauma. I'm going to count from 1 to 5. And when I get to 5, you will be fully awake, fully recharged, fully transformed. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Open your eyes. Welcome back. I watch as Amara opens up her eyes. I can look at her and tell that she has truly experienced a profound shift. She goes on to say that her experience feels as real as any memory she ever had. And I tell her that what really matters, insight that it provided you with. She called me back a few weeks later and told me that her sessions with her therapist had come to an end. She also began to take swimming lessons too and enjoying that beautiful lake out there in Alpharetta next to her house. I asked her, how were things at her job? And she said, I'm so glad that you asked because just last week I was in a board meeting and one of my male executive cohorts tried to dismiss my marketing strategy. I knew it was going to work and I knew he knew that it was going to work. But I stood up for myself. I stood up in that meeting and I rolled that marketing plan out with precision and confidence. It surprised everybody in the room, especially myself. I said to them, listen, the data that I have supports this approach and I'm going to stand by my recommendation. And guess what happened? I'm like, what happened, girl? How about the CEO pulled me to the side and commented on my conviction and offered me a promotion. Actually, it wasn't even a promotion. He actually created a position for me. I'm going to start that in 2 more months. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. See? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. See, because it doesn't matter if it was literally a past life or if it was your subconscious creating a metaphor like you thought, when you first came to see me. You remember? What matters is that you understood the root of your fear and your anxieties. And once you saw the patterns from back there and understood that you could change it, what did you do? You changed it. Yeah. Thank you. My pleasure. And so I say to you, we all carry patterns that may originate beyond our current understanding. Past life regression offers a window into these patterns, not as mystical revelations, but as practical insights that allow us to recognize and release the stuff that no longer serves us. So whether you believe in reincarnation or you see these experiences and these stories as powerful metaphors or whatever, what matters is the transformation that follows. So if Amara's story resonates with you and you find yourself caught up in a pattern that you can't explain or overcome, perhaps it's time that you explore the echoes in your own life. Now, I offer private sessions. You can go right there, click on the link, and book your next past life regression session with me. And like I always say, wisdom is not something that you learn. Wisdom already exists within you. I'm just simply here to help you access it.